So here's my final thoughts on this little copter called the MICROTHug 180. I've had it for about a week or so now, and I've had it for about an hour in the air. I actually use this application called, what is it called? It's called RC Logbook, and you can see that according to this guy, I've actually flown this in the air. I've flown it 20 flights, I've logged in it. I've done a bit more than that, but it's just over an hour in the air, actual flight time on this. So I've done some flying with it this week. Do 20 or 30 packs through it. I mean, my final thoughts is I like it. Compared to my other favorite, which is the MORPHITE 180. It's this guy. I mean, they're supposed to be in the same class, although, this guy is in the 180 class, but if you actually measure it, you'll see it's actually more like 193, 192, 193, somewhere there. So it's not really in a 180 class, it's almost a 200. Whereas, if you measure a MORPHITE, it's actually 180, motor to motor. But be as it may, the difference between the two, I would say, this guy is more of a traditional quadcopter. I mean, it's long, it has lots of space inside, even for a 180 to put a board cam. And you'll see there's even space left there. Where a MORPHITE is a little bit more odd looking, and a lot of people don't like it for that, because it's only got this small little area over here, and it has these overhanging pieces. So so they don't like it for the looks of it. To me though, I love a MORPHITE. Just the quality of a carbon is totally amazing. Just when you feel that silky smooth, matte looking carbon, you realize it's good carbon. Where the carbon on that is more of a glossy type. On this MICROTHug is more of a glossy type, but it is nice thick carbon, as you can see. I mean, the chances of you breaking that compared to a MORPHITE is about the same, but the difference also is the MORPHITE has a lifetime guarantee on this bottom plate. If you break it, they'll give you another one. With these guys, I don't know. Another thing though, also, this is a version 2. There's already a version 3 out. If you go look at their website, you'll see there's a version 3 of this guy out already, of a Thug 180. Final thoughts, I like it. I think it's a great little copter. I built a little bit different than it should be. That's just me messing around, seeing how I can fit things. But I really like it. I think it really does well. And what it does, it's very strong. I've made a video of crashing it repeatedly and all sorts of things, and nothing's ever happened to it. It really is doing really good. But what's in the frame? I think if and I'll put some graphic over here, which I think is probably 25% is the frame, and the layout, and how you feel about the frame is another 25% of your overall experience. So 25% is maybe the frame, and that how you feel about the frame is another 25%, and then the other 50% is what do you have inside there? What controller, what ESC, what motors, what props, how do you have it configured? These two copters essentially have the same configuration, but they fly differently because they're configured differently. So a frame is just a frame, but I find that if I'm confident in a frame, then I fly it differently, and I fly it much better. A frame like this that I feel I'm not going to break over time, I can easily fly this in acro mode or rate mode on CC3D and not worry. I know, well, if I panic and I do the wrong thing, it's not the end of the world. It's going to crash and I'll pick it up and I'll fly it again. But of course, if you're flying a more expensive frame, then you worry about those things. So overall, I think it's a great copter. Between the two, it's still a toss-up for me to which is my favorite. I still like the MORPHITE. And it's also probably because I got a nice lens. I got a wide-angle lens on it, so I like that. Again, very little to do with the frame. The frame's the frame and how you set it up, but things like the lens, how, when you fly it, how does it look to you? Those things make a huge difference. And the frame, yeah, as long as you got confidence in the frame and it's not going to break, I think the frame is a frame. Any one of these two, and to me they equal. The MORPHITE's got, in terms of layout, you have to strap the battery to the bottom. This guy puts the battery on top. That's for some people that's a huge disadvantage, having it on the bottom, because if you land hard, the battery's going to get damaged. Where with this guy, it's on top, like a more traditional quadcopter. So, so there the MORPHITE I think is a little bit odd, and the camera that sits like this guy takes a board cam. So, it's really what you like. I have a lot of confidence in this guy. It's a little bit lighter, and I have a lot of confidence in it. But I'm also building confidence in this guy, and so to me, they at the moment pretty much equal. I just like the MORPHITE, the way I fly it a little bit better than what I do this. But when I've had the MORPHITE for a longer time, and I've had time to tune it and change the lens and get it to where I like it. So that's probably why I like it a little bit more at the moment. But maybe in 6 months from now, or 2 months even, this guy would have gone through the tuning process, and then I maybe like it more. So it's a toss-up for me between the two. I can't choose at the moment. So that's where we are with this guy, and let's maybe I'll get to version 3 and see what that's like. But I really, really, really at this point love a 180, or in this case a 192, a less than 200 millimeter class. It just if I fly over bigger copters now, it's like those copters are lazy and they just don't perform like these guys. So I just love the size. So, well, that's my final thoughts on this guy. I'll be flying it obviously a lot more. We'll see more videos of it, but that's where I am at the moment. Thank you.